Spark of creation, sparkle of creation. What this webinar is about is taking a new step into the now. It's going back, and I was guided to go back, say 2000 BC and further back even, to go to the point where there was complete balance between the divine feminine and divine masculine, that each of the sexes were honoring the potency and the creator of each one, the spark of creation of each one, of the feminine and of the masculine, divine masculine. So in this webinar, what I'll be doing is allowing the field to open up the system to when your distant, far ancestors already were living that, and then to ask them to move it forward in the genetic lines. And then also where you experienced it in a past life, to bring it in that way. And then I'm going to open up the fields in this system for you to feel it. So we're going to work in multiple systems at one time. What is going to happen is it's going to deprogram your system to where there was separation, because at that point there was no wars. It was only about connection with each other, connection with Mother Nature, the divine laws of the universe being respected, being carried out, being honored. So there was no war in the system. So, and no separation, no religious separations, no hierarchies in the system. So what I'll be working with in this webinar is really to go into that state and to use that blueprint as a guideline for our spirit to remember ourselves in that state. So to deprogram all the programs that's in us. So in this webinar, I'm going to be moving forward and bringing that state of consciousness up in your system, because it's there already on some levels. And then it's to deprogram all the webs of lies and programming that's in our systems about creation. So we truly live our own lives and become ourselves and awaken that aspect of ourselves. This is going to be really a huge jump into the past, but deeper into ourselves and awakening that on this planet. For me, if we want to shift what's happening on this planet at the moment, for me, there's only one way, and that's to go back to honor who we are on the purest form, before programming, before separation, and to bring that aspect from the core out to the world. And this, for me, is the way to move forward and the transformation in moving forward. And this, for me, is the way to really transform the planet from inner world to outer world to inner world. So let's be part of this journey and connect on this level so we can bring that into your life and then bring it into the world around us. So I invite you to be on this journey with me and with the group to really remember and to support our ancestors, our distant ancestors, to unravel the programming and the lies and the separation and the manipulation and the false gods from our system, to really go back into the purest state of ourselves, pure source consciousness and connection to our own divine and divine within and around us. This is what this webinar is about, and this is where we are, I feel, on this planet at the moment, to go back to basics, to go back to the purest state of ourselves and untangle, unravel all the programming and webs that are being programmed into our genetic system. So this webinar will be about unraveling the genetic coding and going back into pure consciousness and to live it in your daily life. Divine feminine, completely harmonized and balanced in your system. So I look forward to bringing this in and holding space for all of us, and yeah, allowing the God's creation to work through us and our ancestors support us to unravel what has been programmed into us on all levels, through the subconsciousness, through the cellular information, and deep into our own hearts. So we're free to surrender to the divine feminine and divine masculine in complete balance and harmony in our own relationships too. So this is where we're at the moment in these webinars, and each webinar is a key for each step. And if you want, feel drawn to go back to another webinar, which calls you, because they're living recordings, it will call you to maybe prepare for this webinar. So maybe there is something on the website which is calling you to go back and to have that building block in your system for holding this space. But I feel they've all been building blocks to get us to this point and to celebrate where we're at in this moment in time, because we've done really, really well. And it's time to nourish ourselves and live our lives and step into life in complete flow as we are here as creators in flow. The divine connection, the spark of creation. So I look forward to seeing you at the webinar, and this is going to be a big one in the system. Have a beautiful weekend.